We are Rattlers Consulting Firm, and today we will be doing an in-depth analysis of the most influential leaders in PepsiCo's history. This is our team. I am Clayton Simmons, the sales specialist.
Greetings, I am Talia Baker, the Technical Skills Specialist.
Greetings, I am Marissa Lomax, the Human Resources Consultant.
Greetings, I am Beverly Bichette, the Business Strategist.
Greetings, I am Jonna Harvey, the Soft Skills Specialist.
Greetings, I am Andres Medina, the Managerial Development Consultant.
And I'm going to go ahead and go over a couple of facts and a little bit of history of the foundation of Pepsi. So first, Pepsi was created in 1893 in Brand's Drugstore in New Bern, North Carolina. The originally named Brands the drink after Caleb Brandham. PepsiCo was made of sugar, water, caramel, lemon oil, nutmeg, and other natural ingredients. He made Pepsi because he wanted to imitate the brand Coca-Cola. On August 28th, 1898, the name was changed to Pepsi-Cola, meaning digesta. Cola was more than a refreshment because it could be used to also help digestion. However, despite the name of Pepsi, it never included Pepsun. In 1902, the company was formally branded and sold nearly 20,000 gallons of beverages. In 1904, Pepsi moved from the pouch drinks and they began to bottle their drinks when selling them. In 1910, Pepsi Cola held and grown to 240 franchises in 24 states and held the first ever bottlers convention in New Bern, North Carolina. And lastly, during World War I, hard times hit Pepsi Cola. Due to the rising prices of severe rationing of sugar, sugar went from 3 cents a pound to 28 cents a pound, and Bradham brought a large quantity of sugar to make sure that they never ran out again, which proved to be a bad business decision as it bankrupted the company on May 31st, 1923. The assets were sold to Crevin Holding Corporation for $30,000.
Leading with Pepsi, the top most influential leaders over 128 years is Caleb D. Bradham, Alfred N. Steele, and Andra Newey.
So I will be presenting Caleb D. Bradham. He is the founder of Caleb D. Bradham was born on March 27th, 1867 in Chinkpeg, North Carolina. He is a graduate of the University of North Carolina. After he graduated from North Carolina, he decided that he wanted to become a doctor. So he applied to the University of Maryland School of Medicine and he was accepted. While in school, he worked part-time as a pharmacist to help pay for some of the costs. Misfortune struck while he was pursuing his medical degree and he was forced to drop medicine and return to North Carolina. While in North Carolina, he taught for a while before opening his very own drugstore in New Bern, North Carolina. And this drugstore ended up being the birthplace of the very first Pepsi Cola.
Alfred N. Steele. Alfred, Alfred Steele was born April 24th, 1901 in Nashville, Tennessee. He was married twice, once to a lady named Jill, another to Joan Crawford. He had 2 children, one named Sally, which was born in the 1930s with his first wife, and then the second, Alfred Nelson, born in 1951. Alfred graduated from Northwestern University and he became the president of Pepsi Cola in 1949 after he defected from an alienated position with Coca-Cola. Steele immediately began a highly involved rehabilitation process at the battered South drink maker. Steele installed more autonomous management structure and instituted an exclusive advertising campaign, which helps Pepsi grow out of its poor man's cola image. And he also created a vending machine business for Pepsi Cola. All of these changes allowed Pepsi to gain a great deal of market share and predominantly at the expense of Coca-Cola and grow in income from 1.6 million in 1950 to 11.5 million in 1958. Alfred Steele passed away in in 1959. After he passed away, his widow, Joan Crawford, remained on the board of directors until she was forced to retire in 1973. During that period, she frequently had product placement of Pepsi Cola in all her films, including Straight Jacket in 1964 and in Berskwick in 1967.
As far as Indra Noy's personal, she was born on October 28, 1995. Her birthplace was Madras, India. She's currently married to Raj Noy, and she has two children, Peter Noy and Tara Noy. As far as her education, she went to the University of Madras and Indian Institute of Management, and also Yale School of Management. As far as her career with PepsiCo, she was a CEO in October 2006 to 2018. So she worked there for 12 years. In her 12-year venture as chief executive officer, Noy transformed PepsiCo into one of the most successful food and beverage companies worldwide to this day. Her push for healthier snacks and beverages choices, along with an eye for product packaging, led to an 80% sales growth in the 12 years she was CEO.
Ingenuity's influence in PepsiCo was centered around her having a large impact on the annual revenue. So Ingenuity implemented a four-pronged strategy that helped achieve this financial success. She did this by acquiring companies with healthier foods, for example, Quaker Oats. She also expanded Frito Lay's, and she also ensured that there was international expansion throughout PepsiCo. And lastly, she declined the demerger of Frito and Pepsi because she knew that it would be best to keep those two companies working together.
The three individuals that we presented today, Mr. Bradham, Mr. Steele, and Mrs. Noyer, all exhibit the characteristics that a leader should. They were innovative, strategic, and willing to take risks. If it were not for these leaders, there's no telling where PepsiCo would be today. We thank you so much for joining our presentation of the most influential leaders in PepsiCo's history. And with that, we'll open the floor up for any questions that you may have.